Palestinians showed off their culture and their resolve at the United Nations on Monday, when for the first time ever, the General Assembly acknowledged the Nakba, the forcible displacement of 750,000 Palestinians in 1948 resulted in the UN's first and longest-standing refugee crisis, and one of its most intractable conflicts. Historians took note of the event.
I think it's symbolically important that the United Nations mark what became a tragedy for the Palestinian people, which was in part a result of an action taken by the United Nations. There is still a narrative that's pervasive in the American media and in American politics, whereby these things are somehow covered by Israel's security. But that margin is growing narrower and narrower. And on the international level, I think it's really about to disappear.
Israel called the event anti-Semitic and encouraged other countries not to take part.
This biased organization is distorting its own history. I'm working to ensure that member states understand that attending this despicable event means destroying any chance of peace by adopting the Palestinian narrative, calling the establishment of the State of Israel a disaster.
Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas addressed the gathering for an hour and called out the United States and Britain for continuing to protect Israel with their veto power in the Security Council.
They took part in rendering our people victims when they decided to establish another entity in our historic homeland for their own colonial goals and objectives. Israel would not have continued its hostilities and aggression without the support it receives from these two countries.
To this day, Palestine does not enjoy the rights of a member state here at the United Nations, and two key Security Council resolutions were never implemented. One creating two states, Israel and Palestine, side by side, the other establishing a right of return for Palestinians to their homeland. Abbas said Israel's acceptance as a member state was conditioned on those two resolutions and should be revoked. Kristen, Saloomey, Al Jazeera, the United Nations.